Do you have times where you just say things like, "Oh, I hate this person," or "I really don't like this person," or you just have a sense of hatred for a person? Well, today we're going to be talking about the seed of hatred, and well, it's still today's life. You're not lost. You're here on today's life. So just stay tuned on this beautiful ride. And
We're
I was
here.
not going to say squad today. I was going to say my fellow. I said on a. We are going on a ride, so we are going on a ride. My fellow passengers, or yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was not going to say
Okay.
squad today.
The
Driver
driver.
passengers. Terminus Bukuru. Ya shafimu yo.
My goodness!
I will soon drop.
Oh wow!
Akwena poli.
Holy shit.
All right, welcome. Good morning.
Morning, Prudence.
Yeah, in case you have forgotten our names, I am Prudence, and we have Engineer Tony, we have Joyce, and we have Solomon. So don't forget. Yeah, so we're talking about the seed of hatred. It's really nice to have you back. We missed your faces on the sets. Really nice.
Joyce, where did you go to?
No, oh no, I'm not talking to Joyce. We were here with Joyce yesterday and Friday. I'm talking about Engineer Tony and Solomon.
Oh, Solo, you
It's
absconded too.
It's really nice to see your faces today.
You are reporting Solo on air.
Quiet quarters, take notes.
It's not reporting.
Admin director is
Admin
watching. Audit director is watching.
Finance director.
It's
So-
Joyce that dropped me on the flyer.
Yeah,
So,
that's
you
what
know,
I'm saying.
as
We're just glad to see
yes,
your
I'm
faces on set
happy
today.
that
Okay, you
I-
were supposed to be on the show, then they removed you.
yes.
Okay.
But I'm happy. At
Same
least she
thing they have been doing
included
to me. What's the topic today again?
You see that?
Okay. Decide.
Instead of someone to take
My
responsibility. want to-
goodness.
Decide.
What?
Joyce,
I
the topic of today is the seed of hatred. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's amazing to hear people say or lament or explain how that they hate someone for no just reason.
That's why I'm starting from the hater. Go ahead.
Today it's just common that you hear people say, "I hate this." It's no longer a dislike. I hate Prudence. I hate Sambo Solomon. Like it's a cliche. People just meet people and say, "I hate this person." And I hear people say that I hate this person for no reason. They ask, "Why do you hate the person?" I say, "For no reason." But that's
just
not
like
true.
that.
It's just like that. Our blood did not jam. Me, I don't know where the blood was supposed to jam. Ginny Nabe had do the one number, and you just hate. People tell you that they don't know why, or I hated this person for no reason, but I don't think there's no reason. There's actually a reason. Maybe you've not come to accepting that fact. But you see, when you talk about the seed of hatred, you're talking about the causes, like why people hate. And hatred in itself, it has to do with resentment. It has to do with hostility. Like, it has to do with animosity over somebody or something. So it's a strong emotional feeling like you have towards somebody.
True.
But that feeling is not in any way tied towards the positive,
That's it.
but negative. And that is why the Bible will say that even that person you classify as enemy, you should love the person. Because what comes out from hatred isn't anything good. People kill because they hate. People trample on people's people's benefit because they hate. People try by all means to see that certain things, organization, individuals are stagnated just because of the hatred they have either for the person, the people there, or the organization itself. So hatred, or the seed of hatred, just has to do with the causes. So, and that's why earlier on I said you can't say you hate somebody and you say there's no reason. It's just like that I hate this person. And embedded in some of the reasons are maybe historic grievances, like we have when it has to do with ethnic groups fighting one another. They tell you, my great grandfather told me how that your great grandfather came and stole our family land and all of that. And you see people fighting for years. They keep like transferring this hatred from one generation to the other. Today there are certain ethnic group or when they attack or you attack them, people tell you that they will definitely come back. Why? Because it is known that in their way of life they transfer this hatred. Like, okay, this was what happened. I need you to fight it. So it keeps moving from one generation to the other. And for some people, it might just be born out of jealousy. In most cases, people that tell you that I just hate him for no reason, I hate her for no reason, it's born out of jealousy or envy. You just see the person blooming, you see the person growing, you see the person doing well, and you say that your blood does not jam with this person. Maybe the person looking good, and instead of you to just say, oh, I love this, or maybe where did you get it, so that if you need to, if you can afford it, and then the person will just say, this person is just prostituting and just buying things, or this person, you just say things. And so for some people it's born out of jealousy, some is envy, and some is even fear, insecurity, like if I allow this person will take over my position, or if I allow this person will. So they just hate you, and they recruit people to hate you as well. And that's why I said earlier on, nothing good comes out of hatred. So you find somebody that hates another person trying to recruit more people. How do they do that? They go and say, do you know that Sambo Solomon laughed at you yesterday when you passed? He said your shoe is like this and that. He said that you did this and that. So they keep going from one person to the other, trying to sow the seed. And when it germinates, you see that the people will still be the ones that are disturbed. See how this person hates this person. For some people, they might not hate directly, but they recruit people to hate you. And then when they see the seed germinating now, and they are worried, this is not what I intended now. But if you had intended for good relationship, you will have sown the seed of love. But you kept telling this person hates you, and you go to the other person and say this person too hates you, does not mean well for you. No, don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person. And before you know, these people are hating on each other for no reason. So it's just not something good, and it should be addressed.
For me, it has a lot to do with the hater. And it has nothing to do with the hated. Because information is vital in life. When you set goals for yourself, you want to achieve them. Whether you like it or not, there will be obstacles. Because they are the only reasons why, or they are the reasons why your goals will be achieved. In the absence of obstacles, there's nothing for you to achieve. In the absence of obstacles, people are differently wired. Some people hate progress for others, but they want to see it for themselves. Joyce, do you love poverty or you hate poverty?
I do like poverty.
You hate poverty. Everybody hates poverty. But do people stop being poor because they hate poverty? No. There are so many poor people that will tell you they are doing it because we are poor. It tells you that they hate the situation that they are in. They don't like it, but they don't have a choice. They have found themselves poor. The people that are rich and the people that are poor, the difference between these two people is the information they have. So you that is hating a human being, and the human being that is another human being that is busy loving others, is the information you have. Some people feel the best way they can fight things they don't understand is to hate. The best way I can fight something I don't understand is to hate the thing. Why? How? How would that bring you out of your predicament? Because it's a predicament.
True.
It's unfortunate that today the people who hate the most are the people who preach against it the most. From both religions. You go to social media recent times. Go to social media and see what's happening. Recently, it's one person shouting, calling the name of the other person, leaders of religion. In the Christendom, the hate is silent, even though it's manifested in things that people do. But you don't see people coming out publicly to say they hate. The other religion that we thought they were covering for themselves now is exposed. You collected money from Tinubu. One person came out and said, I collected. They gave people and they brought my share and I collected it. From a different religion. He said it. So when you begin to look at what hate is not dislike. Like Joyce tried to say, what she said, try to define both religion, dislike and hate. There's nothing wrong with dislike. There's nothing wrong with dislike, because for a Christian, absolutely the golden rule for Christianity is love. Because when the Bible talks about love, it says it's the greatest of all, and it says it covers multitude of sins. So if you hate, it uncovers your sins. Yes, sir. That is what it is. Solo just bought a car. Which Solo? Solo in Equa TV. Let's go and see the car. And you stepped outside and you saw a car that even the GM does not have. He said, no, somebody dashed him. Well, the whole of it is that this is Solo's car. Whether he bought it, or they dashed him, or he successfully stole it from the guy who bought it, whatever he did, that is his car. Hating him or the car will not stop the car from starting.
True.
It will stop the car from taking him to our work. It will stop the car. It will stop the car, from stopping him doing his paroles and all of that. It will stop. It will stop the car.
Sure.
So you are busy hating. You don't even have a jack. You are busy hating. But where's Moto Solo no kunche yasiani? 2 years later.
And you know something that hatred does is that it tells on your character. Just like you said, you can basically not move past your hatred. Your hatred is like your bus stop. That's where you're stopping. If you're capitalizing on hating someone, even when that person is progressing, you would continue to hate, and you would not be progressing. You will not even see your own progress if you're even progressing in any way. So it's like your bus stop, or like something that's just making you match break on your life, and you really don't even put that into consideration. The fact that you let hatred, and earlier on Joyce was trying to give pointers on what exactly leads to hatred. When you let certain negative things bubble in your mind and you keep storing them. Yesterday we were talking about temper and how you need to manage that, especially at the work environment. But in life in general, when you we were talking about how some people suppress emotions. When you suppress emotions over time, it could result to hate. When you envy, it could result to hate. Jealousy results to hate. A lot of other things that cause hatred, and because you let those things to continue to build in your life, and these things are continuously just growing and growing and growing, the positivity that is supposed to grow in your life no longer takes center stage. It takes the rear. In fact, at some point it automatically disappears, and you find this person is always gloomy. Why are you gloomy? I just saw Sulu's face, and really, he just made my day worse. My day is just going terribly, because like, why would he come and flaunt that he has a new car? You just get pissed about the smallest thing
when,
that
as
this
a
person
matter
does.
of fact,
He doesn't even know.
He didn't flaunt it. He just packed it.
He didn't even notice that you even noticed him.
Hatred makes you think. It makes you think a lot of things.
Yes.
Seize
Now,
your peace.
Look at the hair that Joyce is wearing. It's new. I've never seen her with it. No, I'm just being serious. I'm being serious. I've never seen her with it.
Yes.
But if I were a lady and I want to hate, I would say Joyce wore hair. She was walking this way. And normal, she was walking normally. He bought new shoes, so he was always doing this so that we will see. No, you are the one that is noticing all of these things that somebody didn't do. He's flaunting his car. How can you flaunt a car? You don't flaunt a car. You drive it normally. Yes.
See how he's holding his car keys?
That's how he holds his deck key as well. You know, when you want to hate, you hate for no reason. Even there are, like Joyce said, if there are no reasons, you just see a lady dressed well and you say she has gone to do a shower. Or you didn't say it that way. She has gone to do prostitution, to buy clothes and all. And you see, sometimes you have blood pressure, not because you are supposed to have it, but because you invited it and you got angry that it didn't come. So you kept working hard till you have that blood pressure. What is disturbing you with other people? in this part of the world, we are so bothered about the next. If we are bothered about ourselves the way we are bothered about others,
No, no.
we would have progressed.
That's
True. Very
A
true.
lot
And
of
you said-
times you see people say, don't post your success, don't announce your progress because there are haters all
Mm.
over and
Mm.
everywhere.
All
So
these statements, I just laugh. I just laugh.
haters are everywhere and all. Like you rightly said earlier on, the problem is even you, the hater.
Mm.
The hatee does not even know that you're hating.
You
on
are
it.
hating
So
them.
imagine what you have to go through.
Honestly,
don't
to
sleep.
maintain your
Please
hatred.
don't post your success. Somebody chatted me up. He said, "Look, from my hometown." He said, "Oga, all these posts, just reduce them. That just post regular things about your life.
Mm.
The big ones, don't be posting them."
Mm.
I said, I said, even these ones are even smaller than the regular. If I post the big ones, some people back then will faint and melt. So I'm just, he said, "Hi, Akadema."
Perfect.
I said, yes, Joyce, it's not you that is feeling what you are posting is elaborate. No, it's the hater hating what you are posting.
Mm.
If not, what's your business with the person's success?
Mm.
It's not bragging by way of posting, or it's not posting by way of bragging, whichever one you choose. He's just posting. You are the one that is attaching bragging, flaunting.
Yeah.
Look
You
at how
know?
he stood.
You know.
Sure, look at how he's standing.
Honestly.
You said earlier, you mentioned the problem is with the person, and then you narrow it to the issue of information, and that's what creates the balance on how we behave, because the much information you have about how to look at things in a different perspective give you a better standing when it comes to judgment. Like you see something and then you want to analyze and then put your perspective. That's the reason why you see somebody just like that, like you earlier said, somebody will just tell you that I just hate Prudence, and you ask her, why, how, what did she do? I said, just like that. In fact, the way she talks, as if she's the only one that knows English.
You are the
Like-
only.
Okay,
You are,
that sentence is like you stole it from somebody's mouth. Because I literally heard someone saying that, like, what exactly is the problem? I just don't like the girl. What happened? Why don't you like her? Why does she speak like that? Is she the only one who knows English?
okay, you know what? You know what?
You're like,
These people have perception to everything.
Mm.
They perceive things based on that ungodly nature of hate in them. That is just it.
That's it.
This car is not even fine. You can't even afford the tires.
true.
Me, I don't like this. You can't afford. You don't have to like. Whether you like it or not, you can't afford it.
True.
So leave it the way it is. Do you even have to? What changes about what you hate?
It actually just ends up being better. The more you send hatred towards someone, you get more angry because the person just continues living his life and is flourishing.
And you see, it's a strategy. It's a strategy from the devil, because that's the only way he will keep you stagnant without you even knowing. Before you would discover, already you don't have time. Because that time that you are gathering people, convincing them
To hate this
on
person.
seeing how matter works, because that's what you don't want, and you are giving them reason to see that as a problem even when they don't see it. So now you are recruiting people, trying to let them see the angle of the little information you have about life, so that they will subscribe to it. God help you. The same way the person is malnourished when it comes to positive information, God help you subscribe. Before you know it, now it becomes click, it becomes cycle, and then people begin to ask you, like, don't you notice this with this guy? And then the person will like, check their cycle. Do you think, just check, count and see, how are they doing? From there, you will be like, okay. I don't think it's something that I will pay mind. Because sometimes you'll be like, okay, you want to respond to certain things. And then somebody is drawing your attention. I say, Joyce, check the cycle now. check. And then you begin to count, and then you see they are all the same. They are not even nowhere. They are just stagnant. And you see, this issue of hatred, and that's why the Bible says, whatever you sow, you will reap. And then I love the way you always put your own. Like, you can't just sow and then expect you sow
reap exactly how
to
you-
reap exactly. No. It's in 100-fold. So before you know it, you just find yourself that at the end, you are stagnant, you are not moving. Instead of you to see things in a positive way, maybe the person you are hating is your original help
Destiny
that God has positioned. Yes, that God has positioned for him to take you one step from where you are. But because of that hatred, you're covered. It is like there's a veil, covering you. You are not seeing that prospect. You are not seeing that thing that God is positioning in that person. Rather, the devil is now trying to make you feel like that particular person, is the one that is blocking your success. And in most cases, it's like that. You will see that people will be like, they see like those people are barrier to their success. And like you rightly say, the problem is with the person. How do you see life? What information do you have, concerning and how to go about life, how to perceive things? And that's why, Bible teaches us about contentment. The Bible teaches us about patience. So how much do you have about contentment? How much do you have about patience? Because without this, that's what brings greed. That's what brings envy. That's what brings jealousy. And from that, already hatred settle. So it helps you in controlling your mind from the information you gathered. That's why you see that some people, they will be treated so badly, like after hearing the story, and then somebody will be like, so you mean you went through this and then you are okay like this with this person?
Yes.
Like,
and people keep asking you, exactly, don't you learn your lesson? Because I actually heard a number of people asking this particular person, like, don't you learn your lesson? And he goes saying like, okay, so it's not that I've not learned that this happened, but it does not mean that I don't lend a helping hand or I don't open up my heart to people. It doesn't mean I should just close up myself just because one person or two people or 10 people, because in his case there are more than that. But here's the point. A lot of times people capitalize on other people's success as the or progress as the reason for their hatred. But this is where I have a problem, or rather I have a question. You find that in a family, I'll prefer to go with an extended family. I wanted to go with a nuclear family, but not everybody has seen something of that nature, although you do find it. But in an extended family, you find that where there are the cousins and there are the siblings and all that, everybody's just there, and you just find that there's one person in that house that just hates on everybody and just decides to like look for ways, tells people stories, and when people finally come and know the family members, they're like, did you really say this person is like this? Because that's not exactly what I met. This is not the person I know. So why would someone just decide in his heart to have hatred towards someone that he should call a brother or a sister?
Earlier on, I said something about hatred. They are really not satisfied hating alone. And the hater will always want to recruit. And that's why I said, for me, I agree and align myself with Engineer Tony's point when he said that the problem is with the hater. I mean, it's more detrimental to you. Look at how you have to keep going from one person to the other, trying to bring up stories, cook up stories, try to convince other people to hate on that. And then when the people are trying to meet the other person for themselves, you're trying to cover every, because you don't want them to find out the truth. Look at all you have to go through. And in most cases, you find those people stagnated in life. The people you're hating upon are growing because the only thing in their mind is ideas, innovations, how they can move even from where they are. And the only thing you're thinking about is how to keep that person or put that person in a bad light. So you see, you have left your growth. You have left your own personal development and you're thinking of how to paint another person bad while that other person is busy thinking about how to grow. There's a lady I know, she has a salon. And she decided to be very benevolent with her shop and with her skill. She let people in, she teach them without even paying a dime. Like, she doesn't even say, okay, since people are using my shop, maybe you have to, like herself, her friends. She took in her friends and her support, her cousins. And everybody comes to the shop, they braid, and then everybody goes with his money. It's her father that pays the light bill and every other like bill. She doesn't charge anybody for anything. So at some point, they are even looking at her as a stupid person or a foolish person. And in other point, when they start seeing, oh, a lot of customers are trooping in and out and all of that, they start feeling some envy, jealous, and all of that. So they decided to start giving their contact to the customers. Then they will say, I can come to your house and make it for you. I can actually come and meet you where you can come to my house, just so that a lot of them succeeded in that. So one after the other, they kept bringing issues. This one said this, that one said that, and they started leaving one after the other. Eventually, this one will now go and open his place, and nobody's coming. She kept like blooming in her place. As she wished everybody well, anybody that wanted to go, and they left. So they went, and looks like everywhere is there. They kept coming one after the other. This one will come and say, do you know, actually this person said this, that person said this. And, oh, wow, I didn't even know. Oh, was that the reason why you had this person came? This one will now say, that's not true. So you said this about me. And funny enough, she didn't even have time to go after. And they kept coming back one after the other. I tell you that everybody that went to open a place, like none of them like succeeded or like grow like there. She had an open heart. She was just there to help. She was just there to see her friends, her cousins, like also grow in the business. She's not against anybody having his place. But you now going after like her client and then saying, oh, you can come. You don't have to come to the shop. Just come to my place. Eventually, they found out that, no, you are the terrible person and I cannot actually do business with you. So the customers also went back. And so, and do you know that your cousin came to me and said I can actually, and she said, oh, it's fine. Like she didn't have any problem. And I tell you, 10 years after, most of them are like, they are still struggling. And some of them will still go back to her and say, okay, how can I do this? How do I do this? And like she let them. So as you're hating on this person, as far as the person's heart towards you is clear and open and like clean, God will keep blessing him. That you hate somebody does not mean God will stop blessing that person.
Once a foundation is shaky or wasn't built well, even the Bible says, how can the building stand? It won't stand. How did you get work here? How did you start that relationship? How did you start that business? How did you start that family? You know, there are people that will meet a girl and say, well, I'm hardly ever around, always abroad, business, Abuja, Lagos. Life is just busy. Just give her money and you go. She just thanks God that she has met. Now they have married you and they have left you. He's still around though, but he has left because all the things that you based the relationship upon, they are gone. Sir, the foundation of everything, if you think that you will hate someone, or like Joyce will always say, recruit people to hate somebody, there is a reason. You want to break the person, you want to bring the person down to like a zero level, you want to do that. So once the person comes down and you go up, it's a matter of time.
True.
It's a matter of time. Believe me, Solo, in my life, there are people that they still don't respect me. They don't care who I am. It's hatred. Why should I go and not sleep? Because somebody is thinking that way of me. If you hear me snore, I hear myself too. It's just that I won't stop sleeping. I will sleep comfortably. I have outgrown. You see, there are times when you hear that, this person is talking this about you. A pastor, a reverend. He said he hates me with a passion. You remember?
With a passion.
He said he hates me with a passion. A reverend. Oh. So I sat down and I thought, I said I should meet this person. Something said, no, he didn't tell you. You just continue what you are doing. And I continued. honestly, I don't know where the person is.
But I
today.
have a question. Should you how should the hatee now, the person that has been hated upon, like react to like hatred? Because you work in a place or you are from a family, in as much as you mean well for all of these people, but yet you still see like seed of hatred. You still you see how
Yes.
people like. How do you react to all of this?
When you base,
Should
when
you keep quiet? Should you?
Joyce, when you base your success upon people's assessment of you, you will fail in life.
But do you not think it's also important that you address some of these things?
What are you addressing?
Okay, I have a situation.
Because if you have 1,000 haters, how many days do you have in a year to address 1,000 people that hate you?
Okay, now this is the context that I'm bringing. You work in an environment like this. For example, you have the boss. You are.
Me, have I ever addressed you?
Do I hate you?
They know. From the attacks, they can tell.
Do I hate on how dare me? I want to lose my job. I can't hate my boss
You see,
now.
that is why you have not lost your job, because if you have lost your head, the person you are hating has not lost it. That's why I keep telling people. You can't base your progress upon what other people, how you have been defined, what people say, who they think you are, how they react, how they relate, no.
Okay, this is my point. When it has to do with your reputation, don't you think that you should? Now, the address that I mean, I don't mean fighting. There are some people that might be born out of lies. They just come to you and say, Engineer Tony, Sambo Solomon said this about you. He said this about you. And based on your office and your reputation and how people look at you, a lot of people look up to you. And then imagine somebody going out there saying like something like that. Don't you think you should call the person to order?
Do you know the number of things I have heard about my life? Do you know? It will shock you. They cannot be counted. Close people to me, they will always say, address this issue, address. Now they are even used to what people are saying on my behalf. They are used to it. They are used to what people are saying on my behalf. There was a time my wife was called. I see your husband in so place. She was looking at me. She was looking at the phone. I was sitting right next to her at home. That was several years ago. Say, see your husband in so place. So she now ended the call. Now she now told me like days later that this was what happened. I said, I beg. Because Joyce, there is no way. Look at Jesus. They say he was dining with prostitutes. The Bible just told us a few that they said. I am sure. Didn't we see a movie recently that Jesus had a child with Mary Magdalene or Martha Magdalene? Okay, what's that? Mary Magdalene. They said that they have a child. They even did a movie, Gay Jesus. There is Joyce, who are you? You see, let me tell you something. Those of you who want to always respond to things, you are blocking the blessings that God has kept for you in front. Some of these things are a test. The more these things come, of course, as a person, sometimes I sit down and I like, what did I do to this person? I have asked people, what did I do to Joyce that she's always doing this thing to me? What did I do? They say, Oga, just forget this girl. I said, no, I'm not responding. But what?
I'm just asking. No.
But what? Even at work. Even at work. Sometimes when things happen, Moses will open my office. Okay, let's address this thing. I'll say, no, that's not the way to go. Leave it. It will die in 2-3 days. When you start addressing certain issues about hate, you start hating people unknowingly.
Okay. Now this is my personal experience. I don't go about addressing people, whether you like it or not. People will.
But you show it that you're
no,
not happy.
no. People will dislike
We
you.
see it now.
For being a Christian.
See
I
that,
know that there are people that
that's
don't like me.
persecution. That's
Yeah,
very
so for being a Christian, there are people
if
that
Joyce
don't
frown face in the office at me, say, who is hating you? Release the power.
for being a Christian and being hated. There are things, and other Christians out there, there are people that are being denied a lot of privileges, opportunities because of their faith. There are people that are denied also privileges because they are standing for the truth. And that's why I was asking, so how do you react to all of that? Like you rightly said, in such situation, you can do almost nothing about it. Like take it to God in prayer. But you see, there's this situation. some people, the seed of hatred that they sow is manipulation. And they do that because they want to have their way. The story of a young girl was told how that she was brought from the village, and they just had pity on her. Okay, let's help this girl, she's an orphan and all of that. But somebody somehow that hated on that particular family called the girl and made her understand how that you are not liked. You see, they like their children more than you do. So I want you to do this. When you as you walk in the house, as you treat, do this, do that. But the intention of that particular person was different. It was because she hated the wife, and she wanted by all means to separate that marriage. So she had her way through that girl that was brought like from the village. So and that's why I said some of the seed of hatred is through manipulation. So do you not think that sometimes when you come to, you know this person, you know that this person, this is not your character, and then eventually somebody is coming to tell me that you said this about me, you did this, you did that. Do you not think that it's wise for you to meet the person and I learned that, like you always say, if you come and report somebody, you call the person and say that Martha came and told me that you like, and you might end up finding out the truth that the person did not
That's
do
why
that.
I don't have much people reporting. I'll call you and call the person. I will say you should sit down. Then I'll say, Solo, call this person for me.
So
Joyce said this. So what is it?
you see, by
that's the
by
best
doing
way.
that, you have stopped that from happening. And that's the context in which I'm saying sometimes don't you think it is good to hear from the person as a husband and wife? Why just start hitting on your husband because somebody said your husband is at this place at so time? You didn't ask your husband, but you just decide to hate on your husband. Can you give me food? Okay, it's me that is good for cooking. The side chick that you should spend time. You know, there are some wives that they will not tell you anything, but they work with the information that they had, and you get a lot of action from them. You try to just leave me and all of that. That's the context in which, since you know this person, you have related with that person.
That is the foolish woman that
Is it not
that
wise
the book
for
of,
you?
Proverbs is talking about.
So
You
is it
see,
not wise that you talk?
Joyce, you see, there are things that you can talk about. There are things that you should not. Right? If today it is said that Tony Nakali, GM Equative, is molesting his staff in his office, haters are saying that, and that is not true, I will not respond. But if it becomes official that the people that have put me in that office have noticed and they have made a statement about it, I will respond. Like if they have made it official by writing, and I will respond to the latter. But if they are just hearsays, right? Like people, Joyce, imagine that they say that you stole battery charger in Equa TV. That all these battery charger that you used to remove battery and put. Won't you laugh and move?
I'll move.
If they say that you stole laptop charger, even if people see you, they laugh. Will you respond? No. You are bigger than that. You didn't steal it. In the first place, you didn't steal it. When you know that you have not done what people are saying, pay it no attention. Pay it no mind.
Okay, so but how about when it is a close relationship? For an instance, someone who grew up with another person, that basically this person trained, and then along the way, if he hears that this person has been saying this kind of things about him or her, and then and the person says, okay, so I'm not going to work with this information. I'm going to work with the person's character, and character that the behaviors that the person is exhibiting is exactly what people are saying outside. So how do you approach that? For instance, for some people will tell you, wash your hands off this person. Don't do anything with this person again. To the extent that someone will say, if you see him coming to your house, chase him away or something like that. How exactly should you approach this kind of attitude?
Prudence, there are things that you must talk about. There are things that you must talk about. Because if you don't, other people are involved. So you have to be the bigger person and not to sit down, and you can warn. Look, you have been saying this, don't try it. Because it is called deformation of character. I didn't do, especially on social media. When people mention your name, believe me, I'm on so many platforms where I come from. You see curses. You see curses. Recently, honorable member called me. She said, please, bros, don't respond. A sitting big woman. She said, bros, please don't respond. These children don't have sense. I said, have you ever in your life seen me responding to people that are not anywhere near my cadre in life? But there are times, if they say, Tony Nakale, Joyce Jakada, Solo, and Prudence, they are this, I will tell the rest, be quiet. And then I address the issue. And then it deals with every other person that is involved with the issue. But you see, Prudence, when you are not smart in handling issues, you turn out to everything turns out to be true, even though it's not. Prudence, she's doing holy. In the night, she's going here and doing this and doing this. That's a hater talking. And then you heard, I said, since they said, I'll go to that place. And suddenly you are there and then they snap you just to prove a point to a hater. And then they post it. Who do you think they will believe?
The hater.
That is why it's best that you live your life. When people start talking things that are not true about you, you leave them. Because sometimes not responding and allowing the truth to show forth at a later time, you become a kingpin. You become a hero.
And it's always important that we allow people, like you experience people for yourself. Because a lot of times it is haters that want you
Lover girl.
like
Experience people for yourself.
yes, people will tell you all manner of things against other people. And you shouldn't hold on to that information. You've not met Prudence in person and somebody's telling you she's a terrible person. She's a bad person. I'm not telling you not to hear. Like, well, the person came and gave you the information, but experience Prudence for yourself. You don't just see Prudence and then you frown your face. And she just good morning to you too. Like, you're
we fighting?
yeah, because the person has an information
where?
already. I remember one experience I had some time ago with someone that like I looked up to, and somebody I respected so much. And eventually somebody called me and said, this person in your absence is saying this way, saying that. Why would this person reduce like herself to even having that kind of conversation and even saying this about me and all of that? Like, that was what came to my mind. Like, how can you reduce yourself to that?
I know the person.
That is good. So I had to like, okay, I should, because it was really worrisome. I don't want to work with that information. I don't want to dislike or hate this person based on what I heard. And because of my relationship, and I said, please, I would like to see you. And she said, fine. So she said, okay, where can we meet? And I said, okay.
Address the issue.
No, we met. And then when we met, and like I said, I was looking up to this person, and I Joyce, eat whatever you want to eat. And I said, no, I'm not even here to eat. I'm okay with water. You can eat what you want to eat. But I so much respect you. This is how I've looked at you. This is how this and that. But just recently, somebody's calling and saying, and not just one person too, that you said this, you said that. And like, she looked broken and teary and started saying that she didn't see that. Like, why would I should mention the name of the brother? I say, no, this is not why I'm here. Like, I just had an information.
So why did you go there to discuss?
I had an information.
You cannot give 100%
and
information.
My relationship with you is something that is important to me. And even if I'm not with you at this moment, but I should not meet you tomorrow and pass you like that. No. And so, like, why? I just want to, what did I do to you? And why would you say such? And she said she never said that. So, whether she said it or she, like, I just wanted to, I didn't want a situation whereby I will see you and I will not greet you. I will see you and I will not talk to you. Imagine siblings growing up in the same house and eventually turn into enemies just because somebody told you this and that. Recently, there are some celebrities now on social media, like family, and then more like they have positioned themselves now as enemies, and then you start thinking on their behalf, how did it start? And like you say, information. But you don't have to hate on people. Your hatred will not stop people's progress. And I think that's one thing that the haters should also know. What the person has, even if you kill him because of how you hate that person, you can't inherit. In some cases, people do that. But like you said earlier on, how long will that thing last. If you hate, maybe you work in the same environment and you feel that once I kill this person, I'm the one that will be, I'm the next in command. Like, I'll be the person that will inherit this position. How long would you be able to sustain that? We've seen stories of people that, or heard stories of people that killed just to occupy certain seat, and they got the shock of their life that somebody is brought from somewhere to occupy that position.
Because I was just going to say that if you go an extra mile to do certain things that are wrong, just so that you get a certain privilege, more times than not, it doesn't work your way.
True.
More times than not. In fact, I've not seen anyone that actually got there and stayed there, because you will not even be able to sustain yourself if you are able to get that privilege. You would not be able to sustain the position or whatever it is. It moves because it is not rightfully yours.
Yeah.
This is something that you tried to covet. Anything that you try to covet, you have to try extra hard to keep it.
You see seed, and there's sowing, right? Anything that you see today that someone is enjoying, he sowed it, and he worked really hard, just like what you said, to see that he made sure that thing blossom. Because that's why if you plant corn, whatever you plant, you have to till the ground, take care of it, put fertilizer. Those are the efforts that comes with you planting something, and then you're hoping that it will yield a very good result. So if you sow the seed of hatred, definitely you will water it. You fertilize it. So it's the process until you take the last breath. If you are not lucky, to say, okay, you jam the Holy Spirit in one of your acts, and then he arrests you, and then you repent. You understand? So you just look at it like you are just stagnant. Okay, I saw a seed that I don't want Joyce to take over this particular seat. And then, yes, I succeeded, right? And then the person that I'm thinking of Morgan. And then they are giving matter. That means it's another plus. Because what I am thinking Morgan will come and do, that's not what matter will come and do. And then the moment she starts, and then she's not going the way I am thinking that if I didn't been, it was Morgan, then my hatred and the pattern will be different. So I start working real hard again on matter until she's not there, until another different person. So that's the life. And then you continue. And the end of it, that's the point. End of it is destruction.
Heart attack.
It's destruction.
Honestly.
You understand?
Men hate differently.
Yeah.
The way we hate, you might hate just twice a year, but it will be equivalent of the ladies who hate weekly. Ladies hate others. They don't think what they are doing is hate. They think they are just jealous or envious, but it's hatred because it's beginning to show that you don't want to have something to do with the person. You see, I have people who take dressing as like a necessary evil that they have to go through every day at work. I appreciate them. It's just the sense of how they want to appear that they have. I appreciate them. There are people that can wear three same things in a week and come to work. I've repeated clothes to work. I don't care, sir. I don't care if you laugh at me. I have more money than you. You that is talking. The money may not be in the bank. It might be in my head, and in my thoughts. But I have it more than you. Honestly, sir, I watch carefully at work. When Joyce walks in with something new, there's a way Prudence looks at it. And they'll be like, is it not the same place we are working with all these people that where are they getting their money? It's not your business. You see, this is the introduction of what makes you hate. You are introducing to yourself certain things that you cannot stop once you go neck deep in it.
Very true.
Why? What is it? Oh, Joyce, you look beautiful today. I like your wig. You don't hear it in where it's supposed to be at. This is the person looking good. But this person will call this person and they'll start, Madam Tachenja Kaya
Eh,
Yofa. What is that?
and that's it.
It will not stop. It will not stop. It will not stop. Do you understand? It
Yes,
will
sir.
not stop.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because if something is your nature, sir, go to heaven and come down. That's how the person will be until you start unlearning
Yeah.
that nature. Because it produces no result. It yields nothing but catastrophe.
Well,
At work, do you know how many ladies that are working with us? Do you know how many that are keeping grudges? Ask, what is it? Honestly, me, I'm cool with everybody. Oh. Is that what we asked you? What is your problem, you, Prudence, with matter? Sir, in that office, me, I don't have to take myself. We who asked you, what is your problem with matter? Matter, camera matter, no matter Magdalene. You know there is a problem. What is the Bible says? As much as it lies within you, be at peace with all men. You are not going to stay above 5 o'clock at work, official time. She's going to Angon Soya. You are going to Angon Takwa. Two of you are in different ways. Angon Takwa. Angon Lambu. That's for those of them who live in Angones, you know. But in our neighborhoods. So what does it profit you to hate someone? There is nothing except that you hate the person. But there's nothing. There's
True.
nothing.
Very true. And I just wanted to add that a lot of times your hatred, if planted if rooted deeply, it actually transcends generations. It moves. Earlier on, Joyce mentioned it. It moves from one generation to the other. So as much as it lies within you, just like the scripture said, please be at peace with one another. Be at peace. And honestly, there's no benefit. Why would I even stress? It's stress. I don't have the energy to hate anybody. It's just very stressful. So,
even
so
Jesus,
just work toward.
look at Jesus, his life. You know, he's God, right? In form of man that has every power to exhibit like at go. But look at how he deals with issues. Like some issues, he just look at them and then he like, no, I don't think this should matter. I don't think this will. Are you this? He'll be like,
I'm just saying, not everybody else.
At the same time, I should flog this.
Well, I think it's
really
also
don't
The same
important
Jesus.
that it's also important for people not to hate on behalf of God. Will
Others.
not hate. You see, God will leave the 99 and go for the one that is lost.
And that's what
Today-
is also expected of you.
Yes. So you see how that people today would hate. Okay, you are hating. You already classify your past judgments, like you're a pastor and you're passing judgment that this person is a condemned sinner. So the church will not have anything to do with this person. Let's learn from Jesus. He will leave the 99 and go after the one.
True.
Let's hate the sin, but not the sinner, because Jesus loves that person that you have tagged like condemned sinner.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much for this beautiful conversation, and I do hope that hatred will not be found with you. Please do yourself a favor. Do yourself. I'm saying it again. Do yourself a favor and not hate anybody, because when you hate, you're stressing yourself more. The person is not even aware that you're hating him, and the person just continues living his life. So do yourself a favor and not hate. In fact, spread love, because that's what we are here for you to like that's what we preach to you here on this show. So preach love, spread love, and until we see you again tomorrow, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you.